Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about average versus actual rate of return in this Money Minute. So why is it important that we understand what the difference between average versus actual and what it is? Well, the important thing is to know that your advisor can tell you one thing, but you might actually be getting another. All right, so your advisor, if they tell you, hey, for my clients, I've been getting an average of 10% for my clients over the last 10 years. What does that mean and how is that going to affect you in your retirement? Well, today let's take a look at that so that way you can be more informed and more educated and understand what the difference is between the two. So if we're going to take a look at this, let's assume that we have a market-based account that has $100 in it, okay? And all of a sudden the market goes down, which it never does. So you don't need to worry about that, but let's assume the market went down by 50%. So $100 going down by 50% means that we now have a $50 investment. Now we want to get it back up, right? We don't want to be content with a $50 investment. We want it to go back up. So for us to get back up to 100, we have to do more than 50%. We have to do 100%. Okay, 100% return on 50 is double that, which means now we have $100. So in the second year, we've gone from $100 down to 50, back up to 100. That's good. It's not great. We haven't earned any money yet, but at least we made our money back. All right, the next year the market goes down again. Oh no, it's like a roller coaster. We're going everywhere, right? It's we're going for a ride on the Wall Street casino. But anyway, so $100 goes back down. Now we're back to 50 bucks again, and then it goes back up again to 100 bucks, and now we are back to where we were. Now, this is the important part. If I were to say you started with 100 bucks and you ended with 100 bucks, what's your average return? You would say, well, my average return was 0 because I started with 100 and ended with 100. But that's not necessarily true. Okay, when we do the math and we realize what our advisors can tell us and what the statements can tell us, it looks a little different. So to find our average return, we have to take the plus years and we have to take the negative years, add them together and divide them by the period of time that it took, and that's going to give us our average. So in this scenario, we had 2 positive years of 100 and 2 negative years of 50 over the four periods of time. That equals a 25% average rate of return, and that's what your advisor can tell you. Okay, but again, what matters is what we actually got, and what we actually got is what we actually can see. We had 100, we ended with 100, and that means that we have a big fat 0 for our actual rate of return. So again, this is important. When your advisor talks to you about doing average of X, Y, or Z, or when they say, hey, the market over the last 20 years has done an average of like 9%, yeah, that's technically correct. But if you look at the actual over the last 20 years, and you consider all the ups and downs that we've had, the actual return for the S&P 500 has only been around 4.5%, just a little over 4.5%. So again, is it worth all that risk? Is it worth the headache? It may be, it might not be, but this is something to consider. And when you're looking at your investments and you're being told one thing, just be sure that you're getting the actual rate of return versus the average rate of return. And thank you for taking time to listen to this Money Minute.